Femininity is not confusing. The world you live in made it unsafe. Most women are not struggling because they do not know how to be feminine. They are struggling because they learned very early that femininity comes at a cost. Hi love, I'm Christina. I help women stop living in survival and come back home to themselves. We live in a masculine, patriarchal system that rewards doing over being, production over presence, control over intuition, and resilience over receptivity, and achievement over embodiment, action over being. Got that? So you adapted not consciously, but strategically. Femininity did not go away, did not disappear from you. It just went quiet because in this world, femininity is tolerated when it's small, pleasant, decorative, and not threatening. Look good and stay quiet. But it is punished when it's intuitive, embodied, or self-led, or boundary holding and emotionally sovereign. This is the part no one names, no one talks about this. You are not confused, but you were trained and you learned that to be taken seriously, you had to be competent first. You had to be respected. You had to be productive and useful to people around you. To be safe, you had to be emotionally contained. And to succeed, you had to stay alert. So you hardened, not because you wanted to be hard, but because softness without safety is dangerous. Rightly so. This is why modern women feel split. You want to be feminine, but you do not want to be dismissed. You want to soften, but you do not want to be taken advantage of. You want to receive, but you do not want to lose control. So you ask the wrong question. You ask, how do I be feminine? When the real question is, how do I feel safe enough to be feminine? Because you are feminine. It never went away. It just went quiet, remember? This is where hustle culture quietly did the most damage to us. Hustle culture did not empower women. It rewarded masculine coping mechanisms, overworking, overfunctioning, hyper-independence, emotional self-sufficiency, even constant readiness, be ready for anything. These traits get praised as strength, but psychologically, many women are not masculine by nature. They are masculine by necessity. They learned that resting made you irrelevant, that slowing down made you replaceable, that softness cost you your power, that your intuition is unreliable, that needing support is weakness. So femininity became framed as risky, too emotional, too slow, too vulnerable, too exposed. And that is where the confusion began. Because femininity without safety feels like vulnerability without protection. It feels like being open with no boundaries, like being seen with no containment, like surrender with no ground underneath. So women perform femininity instead of being it. Soft voice but tense body. Gentle words but clenched jaw. Pretty presence but collapsed worth. Have you ever seen a gorgeous woman but she feels unworthy? This is what performed femininity is. That is not femininity. That is dysregulation wearing aesthetics. Here's the truth most women have never been told. Femininity is not softness. Femininity is regulation. It is the ability to receive without disappearing, without collapsing. It's the ability to slow down without panicking, and the ability to feel without flooding, and to be seen without performing, just to exist, to hold presence without force. This requires safety, and safety was never modeled for us. Patriarchy did not just shape systems, it shaped women's body. Your body learned to stay alert, to anticipate threat, to override intuition, to suppress emotion, to brace before relaxing. This is why calm feels suspicious to you. This is why stillness feels uncomfortable. This is why peace feels boring and your intuition feels unreliable. Have you ever felt like your rest feels undeserved? Your body did not learn presence, it learned survival. So when women try to be feminine now, it feels fake. It feels forced. It feels performative. It feels unnatural. Not because femininity is wrong, but because your nervous system is not safe yet. You cannot act feminine in a body that does not feel safe. This is also why visibility feels exhausting to you. A woman disconnected from femininity performs instead of inhabits. She speaks from tension and she seeks validation, external validation, instead of resonance and internal validation, knowing who she is. She collapses under attention. She cannot take it. She fears being misunderstood, and visibility becomes draining when the body is braced. A regulated feminine woman does not chase. She does not rush. She does not over-explain. She does not disappear. Her presence does all the work for her. This is where modern femininity has been misunderstood. It's not a regression. It is not submission. It's not aesthetic roles in pink. It is integration. It's strength without rigidity. It's leadership without forcing it. And it's confidence without having the mask, the armor. It's ambition without burnout. Femininity becomes the stabilizer, not the limitation, not the goal. And here is the relief. You are not failing at femininity. You were never meant to be feminine inside systems that required armors from you. Femininity returns when your body feels safe, when your nervous system settles, and when your identity no longer relies on survival. This is not about doing more. It's about undoing conditioning. And inside Own Your Femininity, we do not teach women to soften by force. We teach them to become safe enough to soften. And inside Own Your Visibility, we do not teach women to be louder. We teach them to be embodied enough to be seen without collapsing, without disappearing, without panicking. Femininity is not something you perform. It is something you remember. It is something you be, you live. It's who you are. And when you remember it, your life stops feeling like a constant fight and flight, and it starts feeling like something you can finally inhabit. This body can help you. If what I'm saying landed, you're not late. You're right on time. I will meet you inside. When you are ready, come to me.